The tip of the spear was like a flash of lightning, a spearhead thrust to skewer the heart. Even attempting to evade it was pointless. It was but a flash, too swift for the human eye to follow. And yet, moonlight swept in to save me from the strike that threatened to end me. The sound was beautiful, like the tolling of a bell. No, truth be told, the sound hung over me heavier than an iron weight. This beauty had little to do with aesthetic. The stark armor wrapped around her was like the frozen night itself. The ringing was not in itself pleasant. It was the sound of steel, but the night herself was beautiful enough to make it into the chiming of a bell. Her voice resonated in the darkness. Indeed, the pact was sealed. Just as she chose to serve me, I'm sure in that moment that I swore to save her. The moonlight cut through the darkness. As if in imitation of the night, the storehouse regained its former calm. Time has stopped. The vision before me had lasted less than a second. Be that as it may, I will always remember the sight of her as clearly as if it were still happening now, even if I fall into the depths of hell. The faint slant in her profile, her serene, divinely green eyes. For a moment, time stopped, and her silhouette, draped in blue, swayed in the wind. I was struck by the pale blue glow. Her hair, as fine as golden thread, was bathed in moonlight. Fate. Alright, well, it seems like we were hopping right into it, right as I opened the game. But yeah, this is the next game I'm gonna play. This is Fate Stay Night Remastered. My name is Baby Dennis, and I've played several other type moon games in this channel. I played Witch on the Holy Night, as well as Tsukihime, but Witch on the Holy Night I kind of went in blind and I really enjoyed it. Tsukihime, I went in blind for one route, but honestly I was not blind for like the Arcade route. But here, this is going to be a different case because I've actually, well, Fate Stay Night, like for most people, was my introduction to the Nasuverse. I originally watched the 2006 anime by Studio Dean. A lot of people don't like to talk about it, but it was my intro and I really enjoyed it. But it wasn't something that really grabbed me. What really grabbed me was, Fate Zero. That was a legendary piece of work. Still one of my favorite animes of all time. And that kind of snowballed everything for me. I actually ended up watching the original UBW movie back in the day, but also watched the UBW from Ufotable, also watched Heaven's Feel, the trilogy movie. I watched all sorts of other Fate medium like Apocrypha. I watched the Magical Girl one for one season, but it really wasn't my type of show. There are also some other ones like the Extraverse and whatnot, but I've never actually read the original visual novel. I never really got into visual novels until I started this channel. And to be fair, it's not from lack of trying. I tried, this happened like 10 years ago. I actually maybe attempted Fate Stay Night around 10 years ago or sometime over a decade ago because I was like, kind of interested because I really like Fate Zero. But I think maybe it's because it was really slow and I wasn't used to the pacing of visual novels. But I just could not get through it. I think it took me like 8 hours to get into like the first major scene I remembered in the anime. I'm just like, oh god, oh no. But now I am older, I am wiser, and I now have the patience. Originally, I wasn't going to actually play through this game, but I think some people commented saying even if you've experienced the other TV anime works, you should still try the visual novel since apparently this is the best medium for it, despite the many adaptations it's had. And I wasn't gonna do that, even though some people commented on it, but I think last year, or maybe 2 years ago, I'm not sure, but Type Moon actually announced that they were going to re-release this game, which, you know, now it's out, as well as Fate Hollow Ataraxia. Now, I don't know anything about Hollow Ataraxia other than, like, some characters appear, like, for lack of better words, I think there was, like, a Bazette, there's an Karen, I think, and an Angry Mango. But other than that, I really don't know anything about it. But now that I'm kind of into visual novels, I'm like, hey, you know, I'll probably would want to check that out. But I guess in order to prepare for the eventual release of that remaster, I thought, you know what, since they already remastered it, let me try out this one. So yeah, we're going back to where it all started, Fate Stay Night, and it's the remastered edition that came out in 2024. That being said, I don't plan to put any patches or anything. I don't really care about the R18 stuff that was in the original game. But apparently this game, upon launch, had many issues, spoiled many people right from the get-go. And they've since patched that, and I believe on Steam it actually has like very good reviews. So I'm hoping that now that I'm a little bit more experienced with visual novels and have the patience to go through them, I can finally experience the story how it's meant to be experienced. So this is gonna be a long journey. I'm gonna try to make the episodes longer so I don't end up spending like half a year on this game, because it's supposed to be even longer than Tsukihime, and that game took me like over 50 episodes. So yeah, we'll just head into it. Whew. This happened 10 years ago. I see someone who takes me back. He's tall, with chiseled features. I've never known him to crack a joke. He ruffles my hair affectionately. Actually, oh! Ah, I see. Oh yes, they have a flowchart. That's one thing I was kind of afraid of. This UI does seem fairly modern, so I'm glad they have this. In that case, I'll take a look at the controls. I'm currently on keyboard and mouse. Alright, so cancel, opens menu. I hope there's something to hide text window. Okay, backspace. Great, because I need that for thumbnails. But yeah. Oh wow, they have mouse controls here, but they don't have it answered for everything. But on the bottom, it's like, yeah, there's even more more stuff here. Just, you know, drag your mouse to a certain part of the screen. So move the cursor to the bottom of the screen will get rid of the text window. Timeline is to go up. Backlog is to go drag left to right. And that's really interesting. Huh, never seen that before. Drag right from the center of the screen to fast forward. Alright, well, this will be here when I need it. I'm gonna have the text speed be fast. Volume, mix, sure. Autosave, sure. English. And everything seems pretty good. Alright, let's get back into it. No, that's not what this is. It's more like he's grasping my head and working it like a stubborn jar lid. Maybe he doesn't know how to control his strength. That's only to be expected. It's the first time he's ever done something like this. Okay. I forgot. So, once again, I've already experienced all of the Fate Stay Night medium that isn't the visual novel, so I kind of know most things. I hope I hope that's okay, because I still want to experience this, but it is 100% not blind. I want, you know, people to know this. That being said, it's been a while since I've experienced the Fate route. I think it's literally been maybe like a decade and a half. So I don't actually remember a lot of the details. The time gap between when I did the Fate route, or when I saw the Fate route in the anime, and when when I'm playing this is even larger than the gap between when I played Tsukihime and when I read the original manga. So yeah. Anyways, it's time for me to leave. You know what to do next. I answered yes in a somber voice. He nodded once, withdrew his hand, and stood up. That's all. Had I known that this would be the last time we'd ever see each other, I would have done my best to make him laugh with the perfect joke. I've been practicing the punchline in private, in hopes of finally seeing a smile crack in that stony face. If I had one regret, it's I never got to tell him any of my jokes. Oh, look at her. She's so cute. Ah, crap. There we go. Oh, okay, that's really useful. Tohsaka. Oh, crap. I didn't mean to spoil it, but I'm gonna try to play this as if I am going in blind, so anyone who hasn't seen this, which, you know, I'm assuming everyone's seen this, hopefully they won't get too spoiled, but I'll spoil very minor things, like this girl, her name is Tohsaka. Get the association in your debt before you become an adult. Any decision after that, I'll leave up to you. I'm sure you'll manage on your own. So he said, but I bet he was worried about me. He told me about our family heirloom jewels and the gems passed down to us from our grandmaster and how to manage the underground workshop. It was a rapid-fire course of subjects he'd never taught me before. Even as a child, I realized that he would probably never come home again. There was a war. Not a war between countries, but between people. But in this war, there were 7 combatants. There were only 7 combatants. It might not have seemed fitting to call it a war, but having mages involved changes things. 7 mages from 7 different factions competed, but I wasn't sure why. They killed each other using methods I didn't really understand. One of them was the man in front of me. It meant that he would kill, and eventually be killed. I'm sure he felt the ticking of his life clock even more keenly than I did. Rin, before long, the Holy Grail will appear. It is a duty of the Tohsakas to obtain it, but above all, it is a path we are destined to walk as mages. Ooh, so sometimes you might see me moving my mouse to the right, and that's because I want to get the mouse off screen, and the right is the most convenient for me. But that actually fast forwards it, so it's a little bit of a problem for me. And with that, he ruffled my hair one last time and left. I never saw him again. My father/teacher was one of the masters who participated in the Holy Grail War. He never came home. Safe travels. I bid him farewell, as a well-behaved daughter should. I knew I was on the verge of tears, but I didn't let them show. I loved him. He was a great father, and even a greater mage. Mages are stubborn people. As far as I knew, there wasn't a more upstanding man in the whole world. As my instructor, he trained me. As my father, he loved me. So I decided I'd accept the things he left for me, and chose my own path. Rin, before long, the Holy Grail will appear. It is the duties of the Tohsaka to attain it. Above all, it is a path we are destined to walk as mages. In the end, his final words were given to me as a mage, not as a father. That's the moment I made up my mind. It's only natural for an apprentice to live up to her master's hopes. That's how I, Rin Tohsaka, grew up after experiencing life's twists and turns. It's been 10 years since my father went off to war. I wouldn't say I've been looking forward to this day, but I'm a bit on edge. That goes without saying. After all, that moment which was burned into my memory 10 years ago will soon be upon me again. That's a pretty interesting start. January 31st. Yep. Oh, it's all blurry. Oh. I hear something. Ring, 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 ring. The noise didn't stop. It's such an infernal racket. It's almost as if it were here to avenge my father. Actually, let's take a look. So, this is the background art. I don't know if this is the same as it was 20 years ago, but this is pretty clean. It looks pretty good. I wish it just let me sleep a bit more. In fact, it should. I stayed up in the early hours deciphering my father's will, and I used a hell lot of magical energy to do it. I'm totally exhausted, body and mind. Ring, 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 ring. The alarm clock is deaf to my complaints. What kind of machine makes a noise that seems like its sole purpose is to remind you that you're late? Wake up, Rin, get your toast and start running. True. But there's a time and place for everything. No matter how much of an overachiever I am, I should make it to school on time at least for today, if only slightly. Huh? Doesn't that sound off? 30. What she didn't know, it was daylight savings. Haha, you're actually half an hour late. No, I'm just kidding. They don't have that in Japan. I peer at the alarm clock through my sleep-heavy eyelids. The hand pointed to 7 o'clock on the dot. I usually get up at 7:30, which means I've completely used up my safety margin. Damn it! My first alarm, I didn't even hear it! Speaking of which, why is my brain so slow in the morning? I glare at the alarm clock for several seconds. I shut off the alarm and climb sluggishly out of bed. The morning chill bites at me as I cross the hallway and enter the parlor. This is the final 7 a.m. in January. Winters in Fuyuki are relatively warm, but the mornings here are cold as anywhere. Even at home, my breath mists white. It's that much colder without anyone else living here. I turn on the heater and go wash up. I think I mentioned this before, but like a lot of the Type Moon stuff always takes place in like the cold time of the year. Like I think, well, Witch on the Holy Night spanned several months, and end up being during a time when it snowed, I believe. Fate Stay Night here, we're in January 31st, basically in the middle of winter. And Tsukihime, I believe it was like late October or November? I forgot. It wasn't that cold actually, it was probably sometime in autumn, but still. It's always during this time of the year, that's never in the summer or the spring. Single living is so inconvenient at times like these. If there was someone else here to wake up before me, the parlor would already be heated. I wash my face at the sink. I run a brush through my long hair and get dressed. A chilly morning in a frigid bathroom. The only thing is to be said is that the cold water mercilessly beats the sleepiness out of me. I don't know why I had trouble reading that. Man, I think this is the first visual novel from Type Moon that I'm playing on the PC. I mainly did this because they didn't release a physical version of the game, and if they had like a physical version or a limited edition, I totally would have bought it. But they're like, nah, digital only. So I was like, you know what? I'll just buy it on my PC. The final tug on the ribbon at my collar, I finished getting dressed. All that's left is to have breakfast and go to school. The clock reached just past 7, so my morning rush feels a bit anticlimactic. Of course, I'd never do anything so uncouth as sprinting to school. The Tohsaka family motto dictates that we conduct ourselves with confidence and elegance at all times. Whoa. My ancestors must have been some high and mighty aristocrats if that's what we've taught through the generations. The anachronistic mansion I live in is proof enough of that. Plus, the Tohsakas are a line of spellweavers who practice what is known as magecraft. We're not just any old family, we have an admirable storied history. Your family's wiped out except for you. In fact, I literally can't talk about it. The truth is, I'm a mage. Who could I even brag about that to? As the name suggests, magecraft is what most normal people would see as magic. It sounds like some supernatural woo-woo, and if you think you'd like to think of it as just wiggling your finger and saying abracadabra, that's fine too. Just think of us as people who chant weird words and make equally weird stuff happen. That said, we don't fly around on broomsticks, we don't shoot stars out of the wands either. We can do things like that, but there's no point, so we don't. We're pretty much heretics who lurk in the shadows of society. We're not allowed to draw attention to ourselves, and anyone who has the time for that kind of thing would rather spend it on the research. Ordinary humans might call us magicians, but that'd be wrong. No, we know there are only like 5 magicians. In fact, there are only 5 magicians in the world. Nailed it. I know who number 5 is. Magicians are what we call people who can do something that no one else can. They can accomplish feats beyond the means of modern science and perform genuine miracles. Similarly, magic is the label we use for mystics, magical mysteries that can't be realized with any amount of time or skill. While magecraft, though it looks mysterious, is something anyone can do with enough time and resources. I'm a mage, and the kind of mystic that I use are merely magecraft, not true magic. Confusing, I know, but that's how it works. Also, modern civilization doesn't accept the existence of mages. We believe in, manipulate, and study things that can't be measured, which puts us at odds with modern society. Above all, there's also no point to any of what we do. You'd be much happier just going off to a normal school and becoming a normal adult than you would studying magecraft. Human technology has accomplished great things. For the last few centuries, Magecraft has been playing catch-up to the progress of civilization. Nothing is impossible for humanity anymore. Vehicles that can only be realized with Magecraft in the distant past have been reduced to common tools and appliances. The microwave, especially ones that can time travel. Even so, Magecraft does have its benefits. Just as there are some things that only science can accomplish, there remain heights only mystics can reach. If science is racing into the future, then mages are running into the past. I think the Tohsaka Grand Master said that. Whether you are heading into the past or the future, your destination is the same. 0. Or something like that. We can shelve the difficult topics for now. Philosophy is for the elderly, and I'm still in high school. I finished my breakfast and picked up my bag. Gotta get my pendant and then my toast. I'm reluctant to leave something so valuable as a school, but it would be a waste to just leave it behind. Oh, this is the song. I never noticed. So, sorry to stop, but like I said, I've consumed a lot of Fate media, and one of them that I've gotten the most into is the mobile game Fate Grand Order. Now, before I continue, I will say I don't necessarily recommend it because the gacha is terrible in that game, arguably the most notorious, but it's already hooked me, and I'm already sucked into the game. But one thing in that game is that obviously it takes references from a lot of different Fate media. And I've actually heard this song before because they use this song in like the Valentine's Day events and I never knew it was from Fate Stay Night, the original one. So now that moment just hit me like, oh! And this scene isn't even romantic in any way. It's just background music for the freaking like I need to go to school. I didn't realize that. All right, sorry for the tangent, but I might have some outbursts like these several times. One could even say that it's on an entirely different level. I obtained the gem after decoding my father's will last night. It's imbued with 10 years worth of my own magical energy. What? How did you only got the gem yesterday. So how did you imbue it with 10 years worth of magical energy? I've been told that the Tohsaka family has heirloom jewels passed down since the olden days, and this might have been one of them. Maybe it's, 10 years worth of her own magical energy, so it's not like, it's her energy, but it's 10 years worth of someone else's that is equal to 10 years worth of hers. Tohsaka mages specialize in conversion and flow of power. We channel our magical energy into precious gems whenever we have a spare moment. Simply put, I'm the gun and the jewels are the bullets. The other main thing I've inherited from my father is the magic crest engraved into my left arm. A magic crest is proof that I'm the heir to our lineage. It's like all the techniques of the Tohsaka condensed into a tattoo. For now, I stole my pendant, my father's keepsake, into a pocket. It's 7:30. I better leave soon if I don't want to be late for school. Ah, that's what the Tohsaka place looks. Ah, I see. She has voice activated locks at home. That's, I guess, I don't have that for sure, but okay, I'm starting to see like the older style of drawings here. I weave energy into the brief foreign phrase. I believe it is German. I'm not 100% sure, but I think it's German. Oh wait, Dre, I recognize Dre as 3. Okay. As a mage, I can't neglect the security of my home base. That still applies even if I never had so much as a single burglar, lost child, or stray cat wander into my home. Actually, I don't think the neighbors have ever even come over to say hello. Oh no, let's not talk about cats and the Type Moon thing. I still remember the prologue scene for Witch on the Holy Night. Oh. I look up at the mansion that's been my home for over a decade. Bayuki is a strange city. One side of the intersection dividing the residential areas is filled with old samurai estates, while the side I'm on has an abundance of mansions built in European style. Apparently, a whole bunch of foreign families immigrated here long ago, but I've never seen a single foreigner around. There's even a cemetery for foreigners in Shinto, the new part of the city, across the river, but it was built for the generation that immigrated here. I make a mental note to ask the priest about it next time I visit the church. The church, the priest. Oh no. He smiles. He's nothing if not full of boring trivia, that's for sure. Oh man, I really haven't read the visual novel in a very long time. I don't remember anything. Like nothing at all. And you know, obviously it wasn't official. It was a fan translation at the time. But I actually straight up do not remember any of this. So we start off in Tohsaka's perspective. I see. I don't want to... I guess I'll talk about a little bit about the game. So I'm sure many Fate fans know, but I'll explain for those who haven't experienced any Fate stuff. In that case, you should play it yourself. I mean, still watch this, of course. But Fate Stay Night is separated into 3 routes. It's called the Fate route, the Unlimited Blade Works route, and the Heaven's Feel route. And there's, you know, a key girl to each one. Tohsaka is the main girl for one of the routes. I won't say which one yet, but one of them. And all I know is that like, the Fate girl is definitely the most popular. Oh man, I have a friend who really likes the Unlimited Blade Works route girl, and though I feel like in polls it's usually the Fate, the UBW, and then the Heaven's Feel route girls in that order. Though I'm curious what other people think. I don't know if I want you guys to comment on it because it might be spoilers for future people, but I don't know. Do what you want. Oh? Something feels off as soon as I step outside. There's no trace of the typical morning bustle. At 7:30 in the morning, there would normally be students and workers on their daily commutes. Maybe everyone slept in. Yeah, I would like to do that. It's unusually cold today, so everyone must be snugged up in bed. Oh, there's a school. Even if that were true, it's strange that there isn't a single student on the street. At this time of day, you'd expect to see at least one school uniform or two. Actually, how do I get logs? Do I, like that? Whoops. And yet, from where I'm standing at the school gate, it looks like morning club activities just started up. Actually, I'm gonna go check that out. How do I get the logs? Oh, I use the scroll wheel. That's actually super neat. And you can play... Oh, whoops. You can play their lines. That's actually a really good choice, especially on PC. Okay. Which can only mean... Alright. We get our first character design. At least, I mean, we saw Tohsaka as a kid, and we also saw 2 characters in the beginning. But yeah, we're back to Takeuchi's older art style. I will say I do vastly prefer his modern one, but there is something charming about this. It's where it all started. You have to give it credit for where credit's due, you know? With a light sigh, I turned to face a student who called out to me. The girl who addressed me so casually is Ayako Mitsuzuri. I honestly don't remember much about her. She's my classmate in 2A, and she has quite a history. Motherfucker! Maybe it was daylight savings! She waves her hand in front of my face as if to ask if anybody's home. Ayako is one of my few friends, and she knows that I'm not a morning person. You probably figured out by now why that I'm still not completely with it. Why all of them? I mean, if it were the States, I would have been like, daylight savings, yeah. But it's not. What's going on here? Father must have set the clocks to go haywire once I took the pendant out of the underground cellar. Oh, okay. It will be a big deal.
少しぐらいは見栄えを良くしとかないと。
そう気苦労が絶えないのね、相変わらず。
I forgot. Is Kyudo archery? I think it
仕
is.
事だからって言ってくれるわ。あ、ついでだから見ていく？登坂が見学する分には男どもも喜ぶけど。
弓道部。
But I don't care about anyone in that club. I'm acquainted with 3 of its members. One is Ayako, the girl I'm talking to right now. I barely ever speak to the other 2. One of the latter 2, of those latter 2, there's one that I actually can't explain away as simply as an acquaintance. I became friends with Ayako, the club captain, because I've been watching the club from afar. Oh, I guess she goes there once in a while.
そうね、様子を見るだけなら付き合うわ。
Oh, she's going!
早く来すぎたからやることもないし。
Time to build the fan base.
よし、じゃあ善は急げ。早速行こう。
One of our school's trademarks is its well-equipped archery range. The chair of the school board has a passion for Kyudo, traditional Japanese archery. Okay, yeah. So they built a magnificent range on campus. It's kind of a waste for a high school club, to be honest.
ほらほら、まだ開始まで時間があるし、中でお茶しようぜ、登坂。
Ayako tugs at my arm, looking somewhat pleased. If I'm being honest, her brusque way of speaking is a bad habit. You gotta be elegant, elegant! As Ayako said, there's no one at the range. We sip Japanese tea that's so hot that it numbed my tongue as we prepare ahead for today's classes. The hot drink is delicious in a quiet, wintry archery range.
さて、
Yum.
単刀直入に聞くけど、そっちの調子はどうなのよ、登坂。
What do you mean by that?
頼りになる相棒は見つかった？
And Tohsaka's all like, what are you talking about? She used the occasion to ask me something completely ridiculous.
ほんと、いきなり本題に入るのね、あなた。
Damn it, I'm wrong. She didn't overreact like a normal anime girl.
その言いぶりだと、そっちはもう見つけたんだ。
ノーコメント。登坂が手を沸かすまではこっちも秘密さ。で、どうなのよ。その疲れた顔を見ると脈ありって感じだけど。
こっちもノーコメント。あなたに隠してもどうせ見抜かれるか。残念ながらこっちはまだよ。綾子の方はお互いのんびりしてる余裕はないはずだけど。
そうなんだけど、私も雲行きは怪しいわ。とりあえず取り繕うことはできるけど、ことがことでしょ。この先の命運がかかってるんだから妥協するわけにもいかないし。
勝手に決めて私に負けるのもね。
Come on, it doesn't have to be a contest. You've already lost.
もちろん、私にとって重要なのはあんたを任すことだもの。何が手に入るとか何を手に入れるとかは二の次よ。
She chuckles confidently.
似た者同士ね、私たち。
ええ、初めて会った時に言ったでしょ。あんたとはそういう関係にあるんだって。
She did, didn't she? Kill or be killed. I'm sure that's how it'll be between the 2 of us. I was genuinely surprised to have someone say that right off the bat. I'm gonna kill you. Translation: our friendship won't bloom unless we're constantly trading blows. Is what Ayako was getting at. I agree with her. In the 2 years since, I still haven't figured out whether she's my friend or my nemesis.
ところでさ、私たちなんでこんな話してるの？
Were they fighting over boys?
なんでって言い出したのは登坂でしょ。
Maybe grades?
あんたがいつまでも彼氏がいないのは女としてどうよなんてこぼすもんだから。なら3年になる前にどっちが先に男作るかって勝負になったんじゃない。
Tohsaka complained about that? I thought she was hella popular.
あ、そうだった。売り言葉に買い言葉ってやつだった。で、遅れを取った方が一日言いなりになるんだっけ？
ええ、今時子供でも交わさない約束だけど、あんたと私に限って往生際が悪いってことはないでしょ。どんな結果になろうと負けた方はおとなしく勝者に従うことになる。それを思うと私は今から楽しみで楽しみで。
Ayako snickers in delight. My goodness. Ayako Mitsuzuri is, to put it mildly, a handful. I'll admit, I'm looking forward to winning myself, so that goes for us both.
そう。 けど三辻さん、楽しむのは結構だけど目的を違えないよう気をつけなさい。勝負の内容は後先だけじゃないでしょ。
分かってるって。遠坂より早く遠坂が心底羨ましがるような関係にならないと完全勝利とは言えないからね。まあ私たちにとってはそれが一番厄介な問題なんだが、どんなにいい男だろうと好きにならなきゃ意味がない。
I was like, there's a way you can scam this trade, you know? just hey, can you be my fake boyfriend for a little bit? Aiko's sigh is heavy. From what I've heard, she's known as a bit of a misandrist. Can't put too much stock in gossip though. That she made this bet at all means less that she doesn't like boys and more that she hasn't found the right person. That aside,
ちょっと私たちって何よ。私たちって断っておきますけど、私はそっちと違って冷血感でありません。男の子を好きになるなんて問題でも何でもないわ。
ああ、それ嘘。もしくは気づいていないだけ。遠坂が男を気にかけるなんてことは絶対ないもの。今まで数えきれないぐらい告白されたくせに一つも色良い返事してないじゃない。少しでも興味があるなら付き合おうって思うでしょ。なのに断り続けるってことはあんたは男に興味がないってことよ。
look, I have standards.
発想が貧困ね。その場合すでに好きな相手がいるから断ってるって話もありじゃない？
おお、すっごい美談。いいね、そういうの。ロマンだな。
Aiko's tone isn't mocking. She nods solemnly. Her sigh tells me that it would be nice if it were true. I don't believe myself. I really can't hide anything from her.
そうね。私もそう思う。
He's right. I know very well how cold I am.
認めるわ。私、こと恋愛に関しては素人みたい。
そういうこと。似た者同士だって言ったのは遠坂でしょ。もうじき7時か。秘密の話はこの辺にしとこう。いつ人がやってくるかわからないし、朝になったら学生らしく振る舞わないとな。
まあ、三辻さんにもそういう世間体があったなんて意外だわ。
Oh, whoops.
あんたほど筋金入ってないけどね。私の世間体なんて遠坂凛に比べたら灯籠の斧ってもんよ。あんたの猫っかぶりは擬態っていうより別人格のレベルよ。別人格。
I just played so well. Don't worry about it. Aiko sniffs exaggeratedly. I empty the rest of the teacup she poured me and brewed a new pot. Is it time for practice yet? Are people coming in?
で、遠坂はどうして部活に入らないのよ。運動神経がないなんてざれ言は聞かないからね。私は去年の体力測定でことごとくあんたに負けたのまだ恨んでるんだから。
I stay out of sports to give everyone else a chance.
あら、肺活量では三辻さんに負けたわよ、私。あと、体重も三辻さんのが上だったけど。
Oh shit!
やったー、重さで3キロ上回った。って体重で勝っても嬉しくないってのよ、このタヌキ。
Aiko slaps the table.
危ない。お茶がこぼれるでしょ、三辻さん。首相なんだから道場は大事になさい。
うるさい。私は首相である前に遠坂のライバルだ。
Actually, I'm gonna make a quick adjustment. I feel like the voice volumes are significantly quieter than the background music. Sorry, the voices are not as loud as the background music. So I'm gonna increase the voices. Hope that this is like 40 minutes in. I hope that isn't too distracting.
部員がいなけりゃあんたに食ってかかるのは当然よ。
Aiko side-eyes me with a huff. She has a unique idea about beauty. A beautiful woman who walk the martial path. She's always going on about that. Not surprisingly, she's well versed in most martial arts. Kyoto was the discipline that she was least skilled at, so she joined the club and worked her way up to captain. Wow. In any other game, maybe she could have been the main character. She's probably one of the top 3 in our school you'd at least want to mess with.
あら、部員がいなければ首相じゃないなんて問題発言じゃないそれ。
問題発言なもんですか。私はお飾りの首相だから、できることって言ったら不良部員を取り締まることだけよ。
Just need it for the resume.
私以上にしゃがりっぱなやつがいるんだから、首相としての面目なんてないわ。
そうなの？藤村先生、三辻さんは飛び抜けてうまいって言ってたけど。
あの人がそう言うんなら、そりゃ少しは自信が持てるけど、まあいなくなっちまったやつのことなんて考えても仕方ないか。
そうそう、噂をすれば影。そろそろ部員がやってくる頃でしょ。私はおいとまするけど、三辻さんはきちんと首相になりなさい。
何？見ていかないの？シャ。
We need to motivate them. Get them higher scores. You must stay.
見てもわからないもの、遠くから眺める分にはいいけどね。不心得者が道場にいるわけにはいかないでしょ。
Just as I get up to leave, the first club members begin entering the archery range.
おはようございます。
It's her.
ああ、おはようマト。今朝は一人？
はい、力になれず申し訳ありません。
ああ、いいっていいって。本人が弓をやらないって言うんなら無理をさせても仕方がない。
Ayako speaks to the first club member to arrive.
それじゃあ失礼するわ。また後でね、三辻さん。
ああ、また後でね、遠坂。
お疲れ様です、遠坂先輩。ありがとう。さくらもしっかりね。
There we go. Mato Sakura, or Sakura Mato. More will be on her later. I leave the dojo behind so as not to get in the way.
いやあ、遠坂。おはよう。朝から君に会えるなんてついてるな。
Oh no. Here comes the person I least wanted to see.
おはよう、マトくん。今日は早いのね。
Mato number 2.
当たり前だろ。首相なんだから早めに来ないと一年に示しがつかないじゃないか。
Wait, I thought maybe there are two captains, but I thought Ayako was the captain. Shinji Mato from Class 2C grins at me. He's the vice captain of the Kyudo Club and darling of the half of the girls at the school. It's mostly thanks to his looks, of course, but he's also admired for his good grades, social grace, and being kind to girls, and being an overall heartthrob or something like that. Sorry. It physically pains me to say that. Okay. I really don't follow that kind of stuff. It's just what I heard my classmates say.
そう。ご機嫌なところ悪いんだけど、一文字抜けてるわ、マトくん。大事な字だから忘れない方がいいと思うけど。
一文字抜けてるって何がさ。
幸福の福。字は違うけど響きは一緒でしょ、副首相さん。気をつけなさい。別に首相も副首相も変わらないけど、変に意識するとこだわってるみたいに聞こえるでしょ。
Oh, got him.
そうだね。今後は気をつける。ありがとう、遠坂。
お礼を言われるようなことはしてないけど、まあマト君がそう思ったのなら私には関係ないか。
With that, I turn to leave the range.
ちょっと待てよ。見学に来たんだろ。なら見ていけばいいじゃないか。
遠慮するわ。練習の邪魔をしたくないもの。
そんなの構わないよ。他の連中が気に障るんなら締め出すからさ。ちょっと寄っていけって。
だから邪魔をする気はないって言ってるでしょ。
Just let me go to my classroom and nap. I lost an hour of sleep.
それに私別に弓道に興味があるわけじゃないから。知らないやつの試合を見ても嬉しくないわ。
But you can watch me shoot. Huh, that's even worse.
なんだよ、遠坂。弓道に興味はなかったのか。へえ。だっていうのに放課後になると遠くから見てたのはそういうわけかな。
I don't know what he's playing at, but he seems to have seriously misunderstood things.
なんだ、知ってたの、マト君。
ああ、よく目があったんだぜ。僕と遠坂。茶を終えてさ、斬新の時に限って遠坂は僕を見ていたろ。声を返したかったけど一応決まりでね。車上では声を上げちゃいけないんだ。
Oh god, he's too close. Shinji starts closing in on me, looking pleased with himself. I see the triumphant glint in his eyes competing with that affable smile.
勘違いしてたよ。遠坂は弓が好きなんだと思ってたけど、弓道には興味がないんだろ。ならなんで遠坂は道場を見ていたのかな。
Ah, now I see. It would sound like that, wouldn't it?
離れてくれないかしら、マト君。私、あまり人に近寄られるのは好きじゃないし。
Yeah, get the fuck away from me.
なに、遠坂。
Go away.
あきれた。ここまで言ってもわからないのね。趣味じゃないけど仕方ないか。簡単にあなたにも理解できるように言ってあげる。
Drop it on him.
いい、マト君。私は弓道に興味がない以上にあなたに興味はないって言ってるのよ。実際あなたが車上にいたなんて今初めて知ったぐらいだし、きっとこれからも目に入らないわ。
Oh! There we go.
なんだと。
I must have touched a nerve because he tries to grab me roughly. I twist it out of his reach and turn to leave. Bye bye, bitch.
それじゃあね、マト君。自意識過剰なのも結構だけど、ほどほどにしておいた方がいいわよ。
遠坂、お前。
Shinji sounds like he's about to say something, but he keeps his temper and doesn't chase after me. That guy's all style, no substance. If he even had a little backbone, the people around him wouldn't suffer nearly so much. Okay, we're done. Sorry. I think everyone has certain feelings about certain characters. I take the rear entrance to the campus from the archery range. It's past 7 now, but there still aren't many students in the hallway.
あれ？遠坂さんだ。
It's the teacher!
おはようございます、藤村先生。
おはよう遠坂さん。ちゃんと挨拶してくれて先生は嬉しいよ。
You're the only one that respects me. The strange woman pretends to sob in delight. It may be hard to believe, but this extraordinarily affectionate and happy-go-lucky woman is actually a teacher here.
先生、ちゃんと挨拶をする以外にする挨拶があるのでしょうか？
あるわよ。1年生はちゃんと挨拶してくれるんだけどね、上級生になってくると私の名字で挨拶しないんだから。
はあ、よくわかりませんけど、先生に失礼なことはしませんが。
よしよし。ああ、みんながみんな遠坂さんみたいだったらいいのにな。
With a parting wave and a see ya, Miss Fujimaru leaves. Fujimura, what's my bad? Fortunately, she isn't my homeroom teacher. Miss Fujimura teaches English. Her sunny attitude belies her expert rank in Japanese fencing, kendo. In her student days, they called her the Fuyuki Tiger. That's the mystery, though. You think someone known as a tiger would be feared, not adored, right? Miss Fujimura cheerily heads off in the direction of the archery range. For some reason, she's a faculty advisor at the Kyudo Club instead of the Kendo Club. Is there a Kendo Club in this school? There probably is, it's a Japanese high school. It's just before 7:30. I can see students doing their club activities on the school grounds, but there's hardly anyone indoors. Except... Yuck! He always blurts out my name like I did something wrong every time he sees me.
あら、生徒会長。
Student Council
校
President!
舎の見回り？それとも各部室の手入れかしら？どっちでもいいけど相変わらず豆ね、そういうとこ。
そういうお前こそ何を企んでいる。部活動もしていないお前がこんな早くに何の用か。
Someone changed all my fucking clocks! Do you know who did this prank?
ただの気まぐれよ。竜斗くんちみたいに早起きじゃないもの、私。
Ugh. The student council president's handsome face darkens with suspicion. He seems to have it out for me. I really don't know why. Maybe me saying temples are so dull past is what started it.
一つ聞いておくなら
Immediately off the bat.
最近夜遅くまで校舎にいたことはあるか、父さん。
Just on his bad side.
ないわね。私が帰宅部だって知ってるでしょ、竜斗くんは。
当然だ。生徒会長を任された以上、全校生徒の情報は把握している。
そうなら私に聞くまでもないでしょ。なんだってそんなことを聞くか知らないけど、 生徒会の仕事を部外者に押し付けちゃまずいんじゃない？情報収集は一人でやりなさいよ。私みたいな部外者に頼らないで。
たわけ、お前のどこが部外者だ。うちの会計の首根っこ掴んで悪さをしたのを知らぬと思ったが、このめぎつれ。
Wait, use your wiles to get your hooks into our treasurer. That I legit don't know. I don't know much about the student council.
あら、人聞きが悪いわね。あれは三辻さんに頼まれて部費の割合を明らかに
Wait,
しただけでし
Mitsuzuri
ょ。
is the treasurer? Alright.
みんなの予算がどこに使われているか調べるなんて生徒として当然の行為だと思うけど。
なんと、うちの会計を1週間休ませた精神的ダメージが当然の行為なのか。
No, it wasn't her.
倫理
Whoops.
観をお持ちのようだな、相変わらず。
あなたもね、部下の手綱ぐらいちゃんと握ってなさい。文化系ばかりひいきするのはフェアじゃないわ。
分かっている。だからこそ俺の手で不正を正したかったのだが。
Oh, the boy is here. Look at him. Wait, why is this? Is there no voice line for this? Huh. It's fixed, Issei. Just then, an unexpected visitor made his presence known.
と、悪い。頼んだのはこっちなのに、エミヤに任せっきりにしてしまった。許せ。
Don't worry about it. Where's the next one? We don't have much time.
ああ、次は視聴覚室だ。前から調子が悪かったそうなんだが、この度ついに天寿を
I'm gonna double check something just to make sure, because I remember when I was playing Witch on the Holy Night, there was one character that didn't get a voice, but they were actually supposed to. I just accidentally turned it off. Oh, what? Yeah, it was mute. I didn't do anything. Why was it mute? Hold up. All right, we're good. We're good. Hopefully he has lines now. Eh? There we go. Yeah, I literally did not click anything there. I don't know why they were muted, but no longer.
そうなんだが、一応見てくれると助かる。俺から見れば臨終だが、お前から見れば仮病かもしれん。そうか。なら試そう。
Beckoned by the other students, the president leaves. I stopped thinking during the sudden turn of events. The other boy, wrench and screwdriver in hand, turns as if he's remembered something.
朝早いんだな、遠坂。
Man, does everyone know? He awkwardly mutters and leaves. Oh, this is what he looks like from the frontal point of view. Was that supposed to be a greeting? The president and the student called Emiya walked off into the distance. That'd be Shirou Emiya from class 2C.
それはいいんだけどさ。
How do I put it? The wrench looked like right at home in his hands. I'm not sure if it's because it made him look tough or handy. He's a fixer. At 7:30 a.m., there's nobody in the classroom 2A. I take a seat at my desk and flip through my math workbook. There's still 30 minutes until morning homeroom. I've got time to kill until my classmates start arriving. So the archery club only practices for 30 minutes? Okay, that's something. The classroom is lively as lunch break begins after 4th period. My school has a cafeteria, so only about half the students stay in the room. It's mostly girls that stay behind. Girls think that the cafeteria is a bit too liberal with all the seasoning, so... Who are you? I've never seen you before in my life.
遠坂さん、よかったらお昼ご飯一緒に食べませんか?
You have lines too. I have no idea who you are. We girls tend to enjoy our lunches as groups.
ありがとう、三枝さん。けどごめんなさい。私今日は学食なんです。今朝は寝過ごしてしまってお弁当を作る余裕がなかったものですから。
I overslept and came to school early. I didn't want to do that. I wanted my precious sleep.
いや、そうなんですか。ごめんなさい。そうとも知らず呼び止めてしまって。私、余計なことしましたね。
Saigusa looks guiltily at her feet. Among the refined and well-behaved students of Class A, she's the most demure. Ah, yes, so demure. For some reason, she's really nice to me.
余計なことだなんてそんなことはありません。今日はたまたまだから気にしないで。また明日これに懲りず声をかけてください。
I let her down as gently as I can and offered a genuine smile.
はい。でも遠坂さんでも寝過ごすことがあるんですね。
Perhaps my smile made her feel better. Sayagusa turns back to her table, looking relieved. She's adorable. Yukika Sayagusa isn't the drop-dead gorgeous, but her smile always puts everyone around her at ease.
ええ、そうなんです。なんとかごまかしてますけど、本当は寝ぼすけなんですよ、私。部活だって朝起きられないから入ってないんです。
Sayagusa somehow maintains an elegant air even when startled. Watching her reactions is always so calming, but that doesn't mean I have to just have time to just stand here and talk. If I keep up a conversation with someone so disarming, the real me is bound to show herself.
それじゃあ食堂に
You
行ってき
can
ます。
never know.
三枝さんもごゆっくり。はい、遠坂さんも。
Sayagusa and I exchange some graceful greetings, and she returns to her friends. I see that she's eating with Kaede Makidera and Kane Himuro. Oh right, wasn't Sayagusa the track and field club manager? Makidera and Himuro are the track and field club's rising stars. Makidera is a bad influence with whom I go window shopping on days off, but I don't know Himuro that too well. Wait. In the recesses of my memory, I do vaguely remember like a trio of fangirls, of Tohsaka fangirls. Maybe it's them.
お、振られたね、ゆきっち。だから言ったでしょ。遠坂は弁当持ってこないって。釣りたかったらあいつの分も飯用意しな。
マキ、それは私たちも食堂に移動すればいいだけの話。
Okay, never mind. I think I have seen these scares before. It's just I don't want to be mean, but the middle one was kind of forgettable, while the other two I feel like they stand out a little bit more. I do remember this is the trio, the Tohsaka fan club.
ダメダメ。食堂は狭いんだから。弁当組が座れるスペースなんてねっての。それに遠坂と同席してみなさい。男どもの視線がうざいのなんの。前の休みだってさ、二人で遊びに行ったのにあいつだけ得しちゃってさ。やだよね、美人を鼻にかけた優等生は。
She's all swanky. I can't tell who is who, to be honest. Makidera takes a hold of Sayagusa's desk as she continues to rant about me. Despite her foul mouth, she actually wears kimono really well, like a picturesque Japanese beauty. So, I don't remember who is who. I don't remember who Makidera. Okay, so I think Makidera is the one on the right. Sayagusa is the one in the middle. That means,
牧野氏、君の陰口は遠坂城に聞こえているようだが。
Makino G. Meanwhile, Himuro's cool and solid demeanor are a complete foil to that of Makidera. Never mind. The one on the left is Makidera, and the one on the right is Himuro, while the middle is Sayagusa. Alright, I will probably not remember that.
やべ、遠坂に聞かれた。ゲゲ、めっちゃ睨んでるじゃん。
I heard all that, bitch.
別に遠坂さん、マキちゃんを睨んでなんかないと思う。
She's not glaring at you, she's glaring with you.
睨んでんだよ、あれ。あいつは笑ってる時が一番怖いんだから。なんだよ、いいじゃんか口ぐらい。多めに見ろよ。私と遠坂の仲だろ。
I love how
おごってやっただろ。
our description of Makidera was just like, man, she's a bitch. She's not a good person. We're friends sometimes when we go window shopping. It kind of reminds me of Arihito from Arihiko from Tsukihime. It's just like this person who, like, normally on the outside, people would probably regard him as an asshole, skips class, does whatever the fuck he wants. Looks like he'll probably beat you up. But once you realize his relationship with Shiki, he's just this awesome, chill bro. He has his wacky moments, but he's so fun to be with. I really liked Arihiko. Kaede Makidera puffs her cheeks out in a pout, waving her disposable chopsticks in the air. Would you believe that her hobby is actually collecting wind chimes? The world works in strange ways. At any rate, it's rude to Sayagusa to stare at the three of them. Caught between me and the foul-mouthed Makidera, Sayagusa looks like she doesn't know what to do with herself.
気にしないでいいのよ、三枝さん。 それと牧寺さん、おごらされたのは私で、品物はたい焼きではなくクレープでした。無意識に事実を改ざんする悪癖、次あたりに直さないと考えますよ。
You still owe me. You still owe me. I'll take that taiyaki.
マジ怖え、あの笑顔。
Makidera holds up her lunchbox lid like some kind of shield. I bid the odd trio farewell, leave the classroom, and slide the door close. Oops!
なんだよ、大差ないじゃんか、たい焼きもクレープも。どっちも甘いの、皮で包んでるんだからさ。
Makidera utters something utterly blasphemous for a girl. Oh, bitch, those are fighting words. She...
たい焼きとクレープが同じですって。
Oh, how dare she! You know how different they are! Is she even human? Are all desserts just the same to her? As if I'd known that her taste buds can't distinguish Fiora's 500 yen very, very berry from an 80 yen taiyaki at Edo Maeya's. Damn you, Kaede Makidera. I could have saved 420 yen! To be fair,
何本気で悔しがってるんだ、私。
she's kind of right, especially with the inflation. That would have been like... Oh, first of all, that's literally like 6 times the price. I don't blame Tohsaka for getting angry. Whew, oh man. I must still be tired from last night. Cafeteria sounds like a pain, so I'll just buy some bread at the counter and eat on the roof. I purchase my lunch and head to the unoccupied roof. That's weird. In Japanese high school, the roof is never unoccupied. Though it's different in the summertime. During the winter, the roof is a convenient place to eat that the other students tend to avoid. Never mind, you answered my question the very next sentence. It's too cold to hang out here during lunch, but it's a small price to pay for privacy.
さて、とりあえずご飯と。
I've also got magic, a heat barrier. I indulge in the tomato sandwich and hot lemon drink that I bought from the cafeteria. It's a simple lunch, made all the more delicious by the fact that I can enjoy it up here in peace. Whew. I finish the sandwich and sip on the warm, lemony drink. I'm a little tired. It's hard to balance being such an overachiever with avoiding human contact as much as possible. As the saying goes, one should be accomplished at both the pen and the sword. It's a point of pride, no, conviction, that I'd be the top student of the school. I've decided that if I was going to be a student, then I would be the very best, like no one ever was. I don't want people looking down on the Tohsaka name. Man, she kind of reminds me of Aoko. That's how Rin Tohsaka came to be the perfect flawless student. I mean, okay, I'm not gonna spoil anything for other media, but I do want to talk about Aoko for a second. Aoko Aozaki from Witch on the Holy Night. She's also kind of the same, although she's like student council president. Well, in this case, I think it was Issei that was student council president. But she's like at school, she's known to be this like cold, very smart, very like kind of like perfect student council person who's the top of the school, top of class. And I feel like Tohsaka's kind of the same. But once you get to really know them, or at least know Aoko, she's just like the most done person in the world. She's like, oh man, I have to deal with all this crap. I have like all my magic stuff to do. I'm just gonna laze at home when I want to. Oh man. And then once she had to deal with Soju though, the dynamic changes so much. She's like my favorite type moon girl. When a mage is discovered by the public, she has no choice but to eliminate witnesses to protect herself. Wait, did I read the other line? On the other hand, my occupation as a mage is dangerous, so I shouldn't associate too much with normal people. I'd rather not resort to that. That's why I keep my social interactions purely superficial, out of necessity. I only hang out with Makidera on my days off, and I turn down invitations from the more sociable people like Sayagusa. Aww, that means that like Sayagusa's probably tried several times to hang out with her, but because she knows that like Makidera's like, alright, I can work with this person one time, and then we'll have this very loose connection, but Sayagusa probably wants something more genuine, and Tohsaka can't have that because she has a secret life to live. It's difficult walking the tightrope of being the #1 student at school while making sure that I don't become anyone else's #1. And sure, there are times when it tires me out and it feels like life is a real drag.
もう時間か。
I finish the hot lemon drink and stand up. That's enough sentimentality for today. Time to go back downstairs and become Rin Tohsaka again. It's a
では
teacher.
ホームルームを終了する。日直は日誌と戸締まりの確認を。
Log your day shifts and lock the doors and window. Every day you gotta do that, or else you're dumb. This was actually the guy that I got a little bit confused with Sojiro from in Witch on the Holy Night. I thought they had very similar names.
部活動のない生徒は速やかに帰宅するように。
Class 2A's teacher gives his usual spiel and leaves the room. As far as I know, he said it exactly the same way all year. He does say it every day.
今日はもうお帰り
Go home, club, go home.
朝方麻藤君と一件あったし、面倒になる前に帰るわ。
やっぱりそうか。麻藤のやつ、今朝は特に荒れてたからさ。
そう
Oops.
迷惑をかけてしまったかしら、三辻さん。
別に麻藤が下級生をいびるのはいつものことだし、あれはあれでいい精神鍛錬になるよ。
そう、よかった。じゃあこの埋め合わせはまた今度。
はいはい、これに懲りずまた寄っていってちょうだい。
I'll make sure to come extra early so I don't have to run into him again. I make my way home without taking any detours. My time as Rin Tohsaka, the honor student, ends once I leave the school. The next half of the day is reserved for the other me. I have to become the mage of the Tohsaka. Back home. When I arrive back at the house, I'm greeted with the pulsing light of my answering machine.
留守電なんて珍しいな。相手はやっぱりあんたか。
He smiles. He smiles. I have a feeling I know what he's gonna say, but I'd better listen, or I won't hear the end of it later. I press the play button and hear a familiar male voice. Oh, I forgot to mention, for anyone new to this, which I assume that people are generally not going to be, this game came out basically, I don't remember what year, but it was very early 2000s, so a lot of technology is dated back to that time. So like no smartphones and anything. We still use voicemails back in my day and stuff like that. So like there's probably not gonna be
分かっていると思うが、期限は明日までだぞ、リン。
yeah, there's probably not gonna be much technology that is commonplace in today's world. Even computers, I think, will probably not be too present.
あまり悠長に構えられては困る。残る席はあと2つだ。早々にマスターを揃えねばならん。
The priest cuts straight to the point.
マスターの権利を放棄するというのなら、今日中に連絡しろ。予備の魔術師を派遣するにも時間がかかる。
Liar. I bet you can find a backup right away.
お前にはすでに0時の兆しが現れているのだ。さっさとサーバントを召喚し、0時を開け。もっとも、聖杯戦争に参加しないというのならば話は別だ。命が惜しいのなら、早々に教会に駆け込むがいい。
He's like, you a little bitch? You wanna give up? You wanna give up? You don't wanna compete? It's too scary for you? The voicemail ends. It was a clear message in simple language. If you're gonna fight, then be ready by today. If you aren't, then retire, because you're in the way.
言われなくても分かってるわよ。
It's only to be expected, I guess. Today's the last day I can drag this out. Thankfully, I managed to decipher Father's notes yesterday. My battle preparations are in order. All that's left is to seize the right to participate, as he said.
聖杯戦争。たった一つきりの聖杯を奪い合う殺し合い。何百年も前から伝わってきた聖杯の儀式。
It's a pretty cool cup, though. The mage who takes part in the Holy Grail War are called masters. It doesn't denote a rank of any kind. It merely describes their role. There's a condition to participate in the Holy Grail War. You must summon a familiar called a servant and form a contract with them. Regardless of your skills as a mage, you are not recognized as a master unless you command a servant. There's a clear difference between a servant and normal familiars. The way you summon and use them are different. Mages who plan to fight in the Holy Grail War prepare a summoning catalyst, but...
ほんと、 父さんもセイバーにゆかりのものを残してくれればよかったのに。
If only he can have left me any sword of any kind. I don't own any relics with connection to a servant. I can summon one, yes. In fact, I could do it right now if I wanted to, as well as form a contract. The town's ley lines are under the jurisdictions of the Tohsaka. I'm the heir to a clan that administered the land for generations, so my performance will not take a backseat to some visiting mage. Although, while that is true, it'd be awfully incompetent of me to embark on a figurative journey, a voyage without a compass.
サーバントはシンボルによって引き寄せられる。強力なサーバントを呼び出したいのなら、そのサーバントにゆかりのあるものが必要不可欠なのだ。
In other words, I need some outrageously valuable item, like a sword or a piece of armor that servant owned, or maybe a bone or heraldry related to them. Heraldry.
父さんの遺言に期待してたんだけどな。これはこれでものすごい切り札なんだけど。
He's like, no, the catalyst, I already took it because I need to win my war. Too bad for you, find it yourself. The pendant I discovered in the basement last night is an ancient artifact of the highest quality. It's amazing all on its own. Still, it won't help me summon a servant.
いいわよ。そんなものに頼らなくたってなんとかなるわ。そもそも私以外にセーバーを扱えるマスターなんているはずないし。
Yeah, surely I am the main character. Alright, I've made up my mind. I'd rather not get another earful, and waiting until the last minute doesn't sit right with me. Now the real challenge begins. Tonight, I'm gonna summon a server while I'm in peak condition and acquire Saber by force. Oh wow. Late night. The clock reads almost 2 a.m. This is a period where everything lines up. My condition peaks at 2 a.m. sharp. In terms of limits, this will be my first and last chance, so I can't even afford to make the slightest mistake.
消去の中に大挙。大挙の陣を4つ刻んで、召喚の陣で囲んだ。
I just want to take a look at this again. Yeah, art's pretty on point. Whoa! Moving PNGs. I inscribed magical circles into the floor of the basement. Actually, it doesn't take a major evocation to call forth a servant. Servants are invited by the Holy Grail. Masters anchor them to the world and supply the magical energy to materialize them, but the servants are the ones who choose to respond to the summons. Oh!
ソニ、銀と鉄。礎に石と契約の対抗。ソニは我が大使、シュバインオーグ。
Shivine War, yeah.
降り立つ風には壁を。四方の門は閉じ、王冠より出る。王国に至るサンサロは循環せよ。
Still, I need to keep cautious and focus. Magic circles are normally drawn with blood, but tonight, I draw mine with melted jewels. I'm using up half of the jewels I've accumulated over my lifetime, so I'll never financially recover from this if it fails. I'm never gonna financially recover from this!
満たせ、満たせ、満たせ、満たせ、満たせ。繰り返し都度におだれ。ただ、満たされる時を破却する。
I never really understood these incantations, to be honest. It's almost 2 a.m. I finished drawing the summoning circle, passed down through the Tohsaka line, and face it with all my being.
アンフォン。
I flick a formless switch within myself. With a click, I feel my insides turn over to something else. My normal nerves invert and become circuits for conducting magical energy. Rin Tohsaka is no longer human. She's just a component in the execution of mystics. I melt from my fingers. No, I'm filled up from my fingers. The mana I'm taking in is so dense, it overwrites my bodily sensations. That's why I'm being destroyed at the same time I'm being filled. Running through my body is power, mana from the atmosphere. I convert it into a different type of energy through my body's circuits. A mage's body is nothing but circuits. Oh, let's take a look at this. Yeah, that's pretty good. Circuits to connect the ethereal to the material. The mystical outcome we produce is what we call magecraft. My body grows hot. It seems like horns are growing from my forehead. It seems like wings are sprouting from my back. It seems like scales are covering my hands. It feels like there's water pooling around my ankles. Sweat drips. Stab. Stab. Swords pierce my body. These are the stigmatas that reject my body, which becomes a circuit. No matter how gifted a mage is, we're only human. In a human body, the pain is something we must live with whenever we use magecraft. I remember in Witch on the Holy Night, whenever Alko used magic, they went into vivid detail of how much it fucking hurt. The cycle doesn't let up. Beyond the agony, deep within the trance, lies the mental state necessary for connection. Pain wriggles in my left arm. To aid the caster, my magic crest autonomously begins an incantation, invading my nervous system. The mana in the atmosphere I've taken turns into blood. It's like molten lead, while my activated magic crest resemble thorny nerves. With a crunching sensation, it creeps throughout my body like a thorny centipede. Within the hurt, I forget myself. At the same time, I can feel it taking hold of me, like I reach somewhere I need to go. My hypersensitive hearing picks up the ticking clock in the parlor. 10 seconds left until 2 a.m. The power filling my body is unquestionably complete. Time to begin. I convert the mana I collected into magical energy for fixation. All that's left is to feed that energy into the engine, the summoning circle, until my body runs dry. Heed my words. My will creates your body, and your sword creates my destiny. If you heed the Grail's call and obey my will and reason, then answer me. Whoa! The magic is happening! My vision goes dark. What lies before me is now as the fifth factor, set to be imperceptible to the naked eye. My vision shuts off on its own, fearing what you might see. I hereby swear, I shall be all the good in the world. I shall defeat all evil in the world. 7 heavens clad in 3 great words of power. Come forth from the circle of binding, guardian of the scales! That went off without a hitch. Surely nothing went wrong, right? It feels so perfect. It's like I'm reeling in a whale with a fishing rod. Flawless, I'm positive. I just drew the strongest card. I can't wait for my vision to return. It'll take a few more seconds, but when it does, I'm sure the strongest servant will... It will be right here. Yeah, right here. But it'd be with nowhere in sight.
Hi?
Oh? Nothing's there. The room doesn't look different at all. I spun that much ether into this ritual only for absolutely nothing to materialize. On top of that... Whoa, God! I think I just heard something explode in the parlor. Why? I bolt. My head's empty at this point. I just run. I race up the stairs from the basement. The door to the parlor is askewed off its hinges. There isn't any point in turning the knob. Since the door won't open whether I push or pull. Time to fire a hole. Yeah, kick open the door. Boom. I kick it down and burst into the room. Yeah. Ugh. And the moment I enter the parlor, everything becomes clear. Oh God, oh God. Hello there. Everything is in tatters. No, my mahogany desk and chair. Rubble is strewn across everything, as if something has fallen through the ceiling On top of it all sits a man, cocking his head arrogantly. He must be some kind of criminal. But something graver draws my attention. The grandfather clock, having escaped destruction, tells the time precisely. Now I remember. Right, of course. The clocks were an hour ahead today, weren't they? Which means it's 1 a.m. Still a full hour left until I'm in peak spellcasting form!
またやっちゃった。
Damn it! I can complete tasks as well as anybody else, but suffer from the curse of my genetics. When it really counts, I somehow managed to bungle things on an unbelievable level.
やっちゃったことは仕方ない。反省。
Yeah, I'll just wait 40 years for the next Holy Grail war. Don't worry about it. I can't believe my own stupidity. Still irritated, I direct my glare at the man lounging haughtily on the rubble.
それで、あんた何？
開口一番それか。これはまたとんでもないマスターに引き当てられたものだ。
Oh, yes, yes. I have an entire game listening to the sweet dulcy voice of Sawabe I forgot his name actually. Of Sawabe. The man in the red mantle shakes his head in a show of exasperation. To add insult to injury, he mutters something out of about the drawing the short straw. Oh, now I'm dead certain. This guy has a messed up personality. And is this a servant? I thought familiars were shapeless beings, but this is just a man! No, not just a man. Even from here, I can tell that it's brimming with the shocking amount of magical energy. Don't be fooled by its appearances. I'm staring at something that's undoubtedly more than human. It's a human-shaped ghost that's on the level of an elemental. There's no time to be dumbstruck. That thing belongs to me. I need to get my head in the game.
確認するけど、あなたは私のサーバントで間違いない？
それはこちらが聞きたいな。君こそ私のマスターなのか？ここまで乱暴な召喚は初めてでね。正直状況がつかめない。
私だって初めてよ。そういう質問は却下するわ。
そうか。だが私が召喚された時に君は目の前にいなかった。
You spawned in the wrong fucking room!
説明してくれ。
本気？ひな鳥じゃあるまいし、目を開けた時にしか主を決められないなんて冗談はやめてよね。
Damn. Already insulting each other off the bat. We're gonna have a very nice relationship. The unidentified servant frowns and a grunt escapes his lips. Maybe he didn't like the way I said it, though he has a mixed reaction, as if still impressed by the logic of my words.
まあいいわ。私が聞いているのはね、あなたが他の誰でもない、この私のサーバントかってことだけよ。それをはっきりさせない以上、他の質問に答える義務はないわ。
召喚に失敗しておいてそれか。この場合、他に色々と言うべきことがあると思うのだな。
Yeah, I'm sorry. That you're a fucking failure.
そんなのないわよ。主従関係は一番初めにはっきりさせておくべきものだもの。
The servant's eyebrow twitches. He isn't even bothering to hide his dissatisfaction with me. I wonder if it's because of the half-baked summoning.
主従関係ははっきりさせておくか。やることは知ってんだらけだが、口だけは達者らしい。なあ、確かにその意見には賛成だ。どちらが強者で、どちらが弱者なのか、明確にしておかなければ、お互いやりづらかろう。
The servant's eyes me meaningfully, still relaxing on the rubble of my living room.
どちらが弱者かですって？
Come on, the dude is motherfucking Sukuna. I don't think he's weak at all.
ああ、私もサーバントだ。呼ばれたからには主従関係を認めるさ。だが、それはあくまで契約上の話だろう。どちらがより優れたものか、共に戦うにふさわしい相手かを測るのは別になる。さて、その件でいくと、君は私のマスターにふさわしい魔術師なのだ。
Oh, are you worthy of my services, little girl? Ojo-san? The servant smirks. First, he destroys my house and acts like he is the king of the castle, and now he has a nerve to ask me whether I'm worthy?
あなたの意見なんて聞いてないわ。
Are you worthy of me, bitch?
私が聞いているのは、 あなたが私のサーバントかどうかってことだけよ。
I repeat myself, stealing my gaze. I'm not gonna back down from this condescending jerk.
ほう、なるほどなるほど。そんな当たり前のことは答えるまでもないと。実に勇ましい。いや、気概だけなら立派なマスターだが。だから順番を間違えるなっていうの。一番初めに確認するのは召喚者の務めよ。さあ答えなさい。あなたは私のサーバントなのね。
We've been talking about this for 5 minutes. Can you answer the damn question? I love how Tohsaka is slow, like, oh my god, this guy is so annoying. I step forward aggressively, ready to pounce depending on his answer.
強情なお嬢さんだ。これでは話が進まんな。仕方あれまい。仮に私が君のサーバントだとしよう。で、その場合、君が私のマスターなのか？いやまあ、あくまで仮の話だが。当たり前じゃない。あなたが私に呼ばれたサーバントなら、あなたのマスターは私以外に誰がいるっていうのよ。
I glare at this rude man, giving my seething head a moment to cool down.
そうか。まあ仮の話なんだが、とりあえずそうだとしよう。
I said hypothetically, therefore I win.
それで、君が私のマスターである証はどこにある？
The servant blithely asks me, smirking all the while, or blithely. He's clearly trying to goad me with these questions into losing my temper.
ここよ。あなたのマスターである証ってこれでしょ？
She just gives him the bird. I show him the command spells on my right hand. Don't think I was born yesterday. Father's told me enough that I know what command spells are, at least.
納得いった？これでもまだ文句を言うの？
I thrust the symbols at him in a challenge. But the lounging servant rolls his eyes.
まいったな。本気で言っているのか、お嬢さん。
His face darkens, looking even more disgruntled.
本気かってなんでよ？
その考えがだ。霊樹があればマスターなのか？霊樹などサーバントを利する道具に過ぎないだろう。まったくそんな形だけのものでマスターブルとはな。私が見たかったのは君が忠誠を振るうにふさわしい人物かどうかだったのだが。
Well, that makes sense, but normally you'd think of command spells as someone asks for proof that you're a master, right?
何よ。それじゃあ私はマスター失格？
そう願いたいが、そうはいくまい。霊樹がある以上、私の召喚者は君のようだ。
Alright, the question's finally answered.
信じがたいが、君は本当に私のマスターらしいな。
He shrugs in mock exhaustion. Uh-oh. I've reached my boiling point. I'm not gonna cool down in time.
全くもって不満だが、認めよう。とりあえず、君は私のマスターだ。だが、私にも条件がある。私は今後、君の言い分には従わない。戦闘方針は私が決めるし、君はそれに従って行動する。これが最大の譲歩だ。それで構わないな、お嬢さん。
I swear after clicking this, something else is gonna fall from the ceiling. Oh. Yep. Sorry, Daddy. I mean, Father. I'm at my limit.
そう。不満だけど認めるくせに、私の意見には取り合わないってどういうことかしら。あなたは私のサーバントなんでしょ？
I asked in a trembling voice. After I spat over the command spells, this is my last desperate attempt at dialogue. And yet...
ああ、形の上だけはな。故に、形式上は君に従ってやる。だが、戦うのは私自身だ。君はこの家の地下にでも隠れて、聖杯戦争が終わるまでじっとしていればいい。それなら、未熟な君でも、命だけは助かるだろう。
Man, bro was like, alright, I'm here to help. I'm on my smurf. I'm gonna help you farm. But you guys just stay clear. You'll ride the bus. He's looking down on me, declaring that he expects nothing from me.
怒ったのか？いや、もちろん君の立場は尊重するよ。私はマスターを勝利させるために呼ばれたものだからな。私の勝利は君のものだし、戦いで得たものは全て君にくれてやる。それなら文句はなかろう。
Oh.
どうせ君にレイジは使えまい。
Bitch, is that a challenge?
まあ、後のことは私に任せて、君は自分の身の安全を。
あったまきた。いいわ、そんなに言うなら使ってやろうじゃない。アンファン。
No more mercy. I've got nothing else left for this jackass, for a jackass like this.
まさか。
そのまさかよ、この礼儀知らず。フィアトラーク、アイノイエルナーゲル、アイノイエスゲナツ、アイノイエスウィアブレヒン。
In accordance with the laws of the Holy Grail, bind my servant in absolute obedience.
待て、正気かマスター。そんなことでレイジを使うやつが。
うるさい。いい？あんたは私のサーバントなら、私の言い分には絶対服従ってもんでしょ。
The emblem on my right hand aches. 3 command spells. They allow a master to issue 3 unbreakable commands to their servant.
考えなすか君は。こんな大雑把なことにレイジを使うなど。
It's too late to whine now. I didn't expect this to happen either. I want to die of self-loathing. I can't believe I just burned one of my precious command spells on a petty squabble. Well, he deserved it. After that, I retreated from the ruins of the parlor and went to my bedroom. Before me stands the servant whom my command spells compelled absolute obedience from. Supposedly, anyway.
なるほど。君の性質は大体理解したぞ、マスター。
I never really made clear of this, but I always kind of wondered what are the extent that command spells can do. I know they explained it in like, oh well, Fate Stay Night and like Fate Zero and Fate Samurai Remnant and all the other Fate medias, but I feel like it never got like a very, very concrete answer. Like, she issued a very vague command. Sure, command spells are supposed to be like, yeah, these are guaranteed things to work, but like, how far does it go? She said that like she's going to use it for like absolute obedience. But that means that she doesn't have a use for command spells anymore because he's always gonna obey her, right? I think it's like the effectiveness is proportional to how vague the request is, how long lasting, basically how much magical energy can be used from the command spell to do that command, because it's basically supposed to be a boost in power, but it isn't always complete obedience, I think. Like, telling someone to do a single action would be like guaranteed, but telling someone to do something vague is like, at least that's what I understand. Who would call this absolute obedience?
念のため尋ねるが、君はレイジがどれほど重要か理解しているのか？
知ってるわよ。サーバントを律する3回きりの命令権でしょ。それが何よ。
いいかね。レイジはサーバントを強制的に行動させるものだ。それは行動を止めるだけでなく、行動を強化させるという意味でもある。例えば、私はここから遠くの場所まで瞬間的には移動できない。だが、レイジで行けと命じれば、それが私と君の魔力で届くことならば可能となる。強制命令権とはそういうことだ。サーバント自身でも制御できない肉体の限界さえ突破させる大魔術の結晶が3つの霊樹なのだ。まあ今では2つに減ってしまったがな。
But you gotta listen to me.
知ってるわよ、そんなこと。いいじゃない、まだ2つあるんだし。あなたに命じた規則は無駄じゃないんだし。
Dude's like, I'm gonna die now, aren't I?
確かにこれは私の誤算だった。霊樹というものは曖昧な命令には効きが弱くなる。
Ah, there we go. The more vague an order is, the more the power of a command spell diminishes.
私を守り通せ。
この戦いに勝てなどといった広く長く効果が続くものには霊樹の力が弱くなる。効き目は長く続くが苦痛が小さいため逆らえるサーバントも出てくるだろう。逆に次の一撃を死ぬ気で放て、あのグラスだけは壊すなといった単一の命令は絶対で、よほど強力なサーバントでも逆らうのは難しくなる。
Okay, I'm glad. I guess because this is like my first time playing a Fate game in visual novel form, they're going to a lot more details, which helps a lot.
さて、ここまでで私が言いたいことがわかるな。
わかるわよ。要するに広く長い命令は意味がないんでしょ。
But you were being mean to me. You wouldn't listen to me.
効果も戒めも薄いならサーバントは霊樹に逆らって行動できる。そんな効き目の薄い命令をするなら絶対的な単一の命令をした方がいい。
そうだ。霊樹とはもともと自分たちの能力以上の奇跡を起こすためのもの。それを代用の効く命令などで消費する具は許されない。君の先ほどの霊樹はまさにそれだ。私が君に従うかは話し合いで解決できたことだし、仮に霊樹を使ったところで全ての言動に絶対服従など霊樹が100あっても実現できない。
But you still feel like obeying me now, right?
じゃあ私のさっきの霊樹は無意味ってこと？
通常ならそうなのだがな。どうも君の魔術師としての性能は桁が違ったらしい。
Huh? Is he shocked or happy? My servant's lips twitch upwards, even as he sighs.
桁が違ったって、もしかしてちょっとあなた自分が今どんな状態なのか正直に話してみなさい。
The implication dawns on me, and I ask him eagerly.
ああ、誤算というのはそれだ。先ほどの命令では少しはマスターの意見を尊重しようという程度の心変わりにしかならない。だが今の私は君の言葉に強い強制を感じている。君の意見に異を唱えるとそうだな、ランクが一つばかり落ちるようだ。
Okay, you kinda got me. Normally I can ignore this, but this voice in my head is kinda loud, and I kinda want to listen to what you're saying.
つまりマスターの意向に逆らうと体が重くなって動きづらいというところか。
Oh, I wonder if like that conversation took so long that it actually struck 2 o'clock when she did it, so she was at her peak condition. My servant shrugs in resignation. So he's saying that my command spell wasn't a waste, but an actual benefit? He's still being as sarcastic as ever, so it doesn't seem to have any effect. Besides, even if he's weakened, I doubt even Tenemi could resist if he decided to rebel against me.
前言を撤回しよう、マスター。年齢は若いが、君は卓越した魔術師だ。
Stand proud, you're strong.
子供と侮り、戦いから遠ざけようとしたのは私の過ちだった。無礼ともども謝ろう。
There we go. Now we can start working. The servant straightens his posture and gives me a formal bow.
やめてよ。確かにいろいろ言い合ったけど、そんなの喧嘩両成敗っていうか。
そうか。いや、話のわかるマスターで助かった。
なんか切り返し早いわね、あんた。
Now that that's over with.
誤算は誤算だったが、嬉しい誤算というやつだったからな。これほどの才能があるのなら、君を戦いに巻き込むことに異論はない。
Is this his roundabout way of saying I'm a strong master?
じゃあ、霊樹抜きで私がマスターだって認めるのね。
無論だ。先ほどは召喚されたばかりで馴染んでいなかったが、今では完全につながった。
契約？
Now that he mentions it, something does feel weird about my body. It's as if all my closed off nerves are now connected to the outside. Specifically, I can feel a portion of my magical energy flowing to the man before me.
そっか。サーバントは聖杯に呼ばれるけど、呼ばれたサーバントをこの世に留めるのは。
I'm your battery now.
マスターの力だ。サーバントはマスターからの魔力提供によってこの世に留まる。 魔力提供量は十分だ。経験的に問題はありそうだが、君の能力は飛び抜けている。
And you're a very big battery.
普通の魔術師ならば、サーバントを召喚した瞬間に意識を失っているだろう。だというのに、君は活力に満ちている。先ほどのレイジといい、この魔力量といい、マスターとして君は間違いなく一流だ。
今更褒めたって何も出ないけど。
バカ I break eye contact out of embarrassment. Well, I didn't see this coming. I know the command spells is making him obey me, but still, this superhuman servant is sincerely acknowledging me as his master.
で、あなた何のサーバント？
I clear my head and return to business.
見てわからないか？あ、それは結構。
Very well. Oh, can't you tell who I am? I am very famous. I take it all back. He's definitely making fun of me.
わかったわ。これはマスターとしての質問よ。ねえ、あなたセイバーじゃないの？
残念ながら剣は持っていない。
Fuck! I just imagine Tohsaka being like, damn it! Should have waited an extra hour. Ugh. I suspected as much. When it was all said and done, I got the time wrong. My summoning circle didn't do its job. My servant was spat out in some random room. It was far too sloppy of a ritual to summon the strong servant, Saber.
ドジったわ。あれだけ宝石を使っておいてセイバーじゃないなんて目も当てられない。
悪かったな、セイバーでなくて。
え？ああ、そりゃ通行のミスだから残念だけど、悪いのは私なんだから。
Dude was like, yo, bro, I'm sorry I wasn't born different, but come on, I'm still pretty good, right?
ああ、どうせアーチャーでは派手さに欠けるだろうよ。いいだろう。後で今の暴言を悔やませてやる。
はい？
What a surprise! The unidentified servant seems to be sulking. Maybe my fixation on Saber offended him.
何？勘に触った？あーちゃん。
Archer!
触った。見ていろ。必ず自分が幸運だったと思い知らせてやる。
Archer retorts with a sidelong glance. He has a really spiteful air about him, but that reaction felt somehow childish and free of malice. You know, he might be a pretty decent guy.
そうね。それじゃあ必ず私を後悔させて、あーちゃん。そうなったら素直に謝らせてもらうから。
ああ、忘れるなよ、マスター。己が召喚したものがどれほどのものか知って感謝すればいい。もっとも、その時になって謝られても、こちらの気は晴れんだろうがな。
Archer huffs, even as his lips twist into a grin. Oh yeah, this one's got a raw personality, alright.
まあいいわ。それであんた、どこの英霊なのよ。
Archer doesn't answer. His sardonic expression is replaced by a deepening frown.
あーちゃん？マスターである私がサーバントであるあなたに聞いているんだけど。
それは秘密だ。
Time to use another command seal.
は
？Huh?
私がどのようなものだったかは答えられない。なぜかとい
あのね、つまんない理由だったら怒るわよ。
それは。
There's that face again. Archer opens and closes his mouth as if he's having trouble voicing an uncomfortable truth.
なぜかというと、自分でもわからない。
Who am I? Why don't you tell me? Wait, what?
はあ？何よそれ？あんた私のことバカにしてるわけ？
マスターを侮辱するつもりはない。ただ、これは君の不完全な召喚のツケだぞ。どうも、記憶に混乱が見られる。自分が何者であるかわかるのだが、名前や素性がどうも曖昧だ。まあ、さして重要な欠落ではないから気にすることはないのだが。
Dude really rolled up. Like, who am I? I'll tell you who I am. I am strong.
気にすることはない。気にするわよそんなの。あんたがどんな英霊か知らなきゃどのくらい強いのかわからないじゃない。
なんだ、そんなことは問題ではなかろう。
I just told you,
問
man.
題だよ、それは。
I am strong.
様つってあったね。相棒の強さがわからないんじゃ作戦の立てようがないでしょ。そんなんでか。
何を言う。私は君が呼び出したサーバントだ。それが最強でないはずがない。
Yeah, I think he might be the strongest in history. But who's the strongest of today? He's so straightforward. The Crimson Knight fixes. Sorry, I'm still like really in that like JJK phase. And the fact that he's voiced by Sukuna. Oh, it's kind of funny. The Crimson Knight fixes me with a gaze full of confidence and trust. What? My brain grinds to a halt. There's no deception in Archer's words. He's sincerely giving me more credit than I deserve, even though we've just met. My cheeks are burning. I'm sure I'm blushing bright red right now. Surprise attacks like this tend to be my weakness.
もういいか。誰にも正体がわからないってことには変わりはないんだし、敵を騙すにはまず味方からって言うし。
And Archer's like, yeah, it's a good thing my master is a fool. And she's like, wait, what? What? I turn away from Archer to hide my embarrassment. I'm sure I'll figure out in due time what sort of servant he is anyway. For now, we have other priorities.
わかった。しばらくあなたの正体に関しては不問にしましょう。それじゃあじゃあ最初の仕事だけど。
Win!
早速か。好戦的だな、君は。
Oh, I remember what this is.
それで敵は
Before he can say enemy, I toss a broom and dustpan at him. What?
下の掃除お願い。あんたが散らかしたんだから責任持ってきれいにしといてね。
But that wasn't my fault. You summoned me there. No! A few seconds pass in stunned silence. When Archer finally regains his senses, he grips the broom indignantly.
待て。君はサーバントを何だと思っている
What do I think of a servant? I think a servant is a goddamn servant. Now clean my room for me.
使い魔でしょ。ちょっと生意気で扱いに困るけど。
Archer cuts himself off. I have no intention of letting him off, and if he tries to weasel out of it, I still have a card to play.
意義あり。そのような命令は
いいの？これマスターとしての命令よ。マスターの方針に逆らったら体が重くなるんだっけ？
It's like if you don't follow me, my instructions, you're gonna be debuffed for the next battle, the first battle.
あなたはその程度じゃどうってことないだろうけど、そのペナルティは今を掃除するまで続くのよ。そんな状態で明日から戦っていくのは危ないんじゃない？
He stands there for several more seconds with a broom in hand, grumbling under his breath. And so, Archer in the red mantle closes his eyes.
了解した。
Oh, okay.
地獄に落ちろ。
Yeah, oh, fuck you. Fuck you too. And gracefully accepts my orders. Now then, it's getting late, so I should rest. I can decide how to deal with him once I wake up. A fateful day draws to a close. A fate. No, rather, my fate was shaped by this night. Fate's day night. That makes 6, including me. Once the 7th and final master summons their servant, the Holy Grail war of this generation will begin. In the not-so-distant future, the battle I've been waiting 10 long years for is about to commence. Alright. Wow, okay. I think that's probably where I'm going to stop for today. It is February 1st. Yeah. Oh, man. Going through that prologue-ish episode really brought back a lot of memories for me. But yeah. Well, like I said, I think for this Let's Play in particular, I think I'm gonna make the episodes a little bit longer because, like I said, this game is super long from what I understand. I don't remember how long to beat is. I'll probably post it up here, but it's like it's probably longer than anything I've played other than like Xenoblade and Persona 3. So I don't. As much as I love Tsukihime, I think near the end of it, I was just like, oh man, I've been playing this game for like 5 months. I kind of want to play other things, and I don't want to have that feeling. And I'm honestly kind of enjoying it because I'm familiar with the with the stuff. I'm familiar with the sauce, so I kind of know what to expect. So I can go a little bit faster, maybe cover more ground. But so far from episode 1, I'm really enjoying it. We're still basically in the first episode of the anime. Maybe we haven't even hit the first episode of the anime stuff yet. So we're definitely still in the prologue, and there's a lot to anticipate. Part of me kind of wishes that like I did go into this blind, but it can't be helped. But you know, Fate is one of my favorite IPs. I am really into the prequel and the you know, the mobile game. So yeah, I'm kind of looking forward to this. It's gonna be a long journey, but I hope it'll be a journey that you guys will enjoy going along with me. But we'll continue on with basically the prologue of this Holy Grail war next time. Until then, I will be seeing you. See ya!